Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is the day we've been talking about for the last couple videos. I'm finally taking the car to the performance shop today. I actually have to be there within the next hour. They're about to close. So I'm gonna pull in the TRX to the driveway so it's not on the street, and then we're gonna take the 300 and head down that way. I was actually scheduled for last week, but the weather's been so bad and it's been snowing nonstop, so I rescheduled for this week. And it's honestly still pretty cold, but I gotta take it. They want to start working on it, so let's go ahead and put the T-Rex back in the driveway, and then we'll start the Redeye, head out. All right, so we're ready to go. Let's go and start it up. This will be the last day you hear it this quiet, I'll tell you that. It's pretty cold too. It says it's 27 degrees outside, but it does not feel like it. So at first, when I seen the weather like this, I wanted to get a trailer and put it on my Ram and then just tow it there. So I couldn't find the trailer. Then I tried to get a tow truck to do it, and everyone's super busy. It's a weekend, so I'm gonna know I'm gonna drive it. And the roads are pretty dry, as you can see.
In 3.5 miles, turn left onto Gulfview Drive.
So we should be good. I haven't driven this in so long. All right, guys. So since we're driving, let's talk about a few things. I'm taking it to Livernois Motorsports. If you guys don't know who they are located in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. They built my last one, the silver Hellcat that I sold, and now they're gonna do this one. They do really good work. They're really professional.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Michigan Avenue.
Sorry about that. And the quality of the work is really good. Like, even if you go after it and see the wiring and how everything is set up, it's really professional and clean. That's what I like. And they're really convenient. They're really easy to talk to. And that's why I'm using them again. So we're going, you know, I don't want to say too much about what I'm doing. Like I said, there's competition that watch my videos, but we're gonna do, of course, E85. That's the biggest thing, pulleys and all the other good stuff. So I don't know how long it's gonna be there for. I never really asked, but I hope I get it back by the springtime. That way we can enjoy it with the rest of the cars that are gonna be out. But in the meantime, I am gonna have my TRX, which I'll be filming more content with, and then hopefully this thing will be done soon, so we can have content for both of those cars. And another thing, the hood is on the way. If you watched my last video, I told you that it shipped out. The company actually contacted me yesterday, which is Friday.
In 1.3 miles, make a U-turn.
And they scheduled an appointment for Tuesday morning for drop-off. So of course the car is not gonna be here, but I'm gonna keep it on the side. And then once the car gets back, we're gonna take it down to my buddy at Flagship Motors and get the body work done. And another question, I forgot to talk about this when I was building the car. I don't know why, but I've seen the comments. Anyways, for the body harness, if you guys remember,
1 mile, make a U-turn.
The Challenger body harness wouldn't work because the two doors were, you know, no harness is going to the two doors. So I ended up using a Charger harness, just a regular Hellcat Charger, and it worked fine. So that's why everything is working now. I can roll down the back windows. And when I compare the two, they are literally identical, except that they have two extensions going to the back doors. So other than that, it looks the same to me, but everything worked out good. Regarding the screen, people have been asking me how was I able to get the drive modes and all that stuff. So what I did was, I deal with a lot of auction cars, right? So I found a Challenger Redeye on auction, and I took the VIN number off of it, and I have a guy that can program radios. So he took the software off that VIN number, and he programmed it to this radio. That's why I have all the pages now. That's how that worked out. And then the dash, I showed you guys how I did that. I just replaced the bezels because I couldn't find one that goes to 220. So I found this one. It was pretty expensive, like 500 bucks. And I installed that instead. But yeah, I mean, everything's blended up on the inside. The inside's good to go. Just the outside, we have the hood, the bumper. I got the rear diffuser for the rear bumper. You guys have to wait to see that. I got a spoiler. I got a front splitter. I got so much stuff for this car. You guys are just gonna have to wait and see how it
At the
turns
stop
out.
sign, make a U-turn, then
look
turn
super
right
nice.
onto South Gully Road.
Especially with this color, because it's like really popping. So it's gonna show a lot of the, you know, the little details and all that stuff. So we're actually getting close, about 3 minutes away. And then
At the light, turn right onto South Gully Road.
show you guys what's going on there. And for the signal lights, you
In
guys
half a
see
mile,
that.
turn right.
I can shut it off now. You guys see that it's like flashing real fast, but on the outside it's actually flashing normal. But the reason for that is I have to install a resistor to trick the system because right now it's thinking that the signal light is not working when it really is. So later when I get it back, I'll do 2 resistors on that, and then it should make that slow down and act normal. There we are, liver noise. Oops, I think I passed it. Here it is, but the garage is in the back. You know what, I can just pull up right here. Let's go inside and talk to him.
I thought so.
I should be recording now. What's today's date?
It is the 20th. All right, and then the last one, you already signed this one, but that's the estimate. Just, you'll see it hasn't changed at all. But
Oh, okay.
if you can sign the bottom of those 2 pages where it says signature. And that's the last of the paperwork, then we can pop back there real quick. All right.
I feel like I'm selling my car, man.
Yeah. All right. You got that?
I'm over it, yeah.
Yeah. I know it's really tough to get over something that high.
Yeah. I've never been back here before.
Yeah. So,
All right, guys, so we're in the shop right now at Liver Noise. And my guy Andy over here is going to tell us about these cars they got and what kind of work they do. So you guys got Camaros, Fords, and Mopars, right?
yeah, everything that we do is all domestic. Really stick to the newest of the new. Most of the cars you're going to see in here are probably 2015 and newer.
Okay.
But we go back, all the way into the early 90s and stuff. As well, but we really specialize in the newest of the new. So almost all these cars are getting, some pretty serious upgrades.
Okay.
But, they could be as little as just a cooler and exhaust.
Gotcha.
We've got to have something for everybody type.
So whatever the customer is comfortable with, you guys should go with them.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't want to make 1,500 horsepower,
Right.
we're not going to, tell them that's the only way that we fly.
Right, but the sky's the limit with whatever they want to go to.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So from superchargers to built engines, we do everything,
Cool.
in-house. So, all that stuff is done here.
Right.
So I'll show you a little bit of it. You
Okay.
can sort of get a feel for the scope.
Yeah.
We've got 17 installation hoists. The shop is 36,000 square feet.
Okay.
We got 4 chassis dynos. A couple.
What kind of dynos you guys use?
So we actually have dyno jets and Mustang dynos. So
Okay.
we got an all-wheel drive Mustang dyno, an all-wheel drive dyno jet, 2 two-wheel drive dyno
Okay.
jets. We've also got an engine dyno, full machine shop, everything. We'll see that here in a little bit.
Okay.
But definitely a lot of different vehicles, and you can see GM, Ford, and
Right.
Chrysler. So sort of all the ones that matter to people in Detroit. Let's put it that way. So.
Even as low as a 5.7 I see here.
Oh yeah, we even do V6s. Like we do a lot of stuff with like the
Really?
Wranglers. We do a ton of EcoBoost Ford 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder stuff. So yeah, it's not. While we do a ton with V8s, right? That's not saying that's the only way that we.
Right.
No problem. But yeah, we'll show you a little bit more.
Okay. All right, guys. So now we're gonna go through the machine shop, and Andy's gonna walk us through and just tell us what's going on here.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of CNC machines. I think we're up to 8 or 9 CNC machines. Got some 5-axis machines, some 3-axis machines.
Okay.
Got a couple of CNC lathes. We really try to make as many of the parts that we do in-house as we can. And we do a lot of unique things that you really wouldn't think about. Of course, we do ported cylinder heads. That's something that most people are used to seeing CNC machines used for. But we even make stuff like fuel system components, supercharger components. you know, in-house, some stuff for performance, and we actually do some stuff for like alt fuel, natural gas, propane. So we just sort of do a lot. But over here we make the supercharger pulleys, you know, in-house for the Hellcats. We do like fuel pumps for the EcoBoost, you know, Ford line of vehicles. You can sort of see over here, like we warehouse cores for like cylinder heads that we do. Just because you never know when you're going to be able to get them, or somebody discontinues some stuff. You know, so we stockpile them when, you know, the going's good to get a hold of them and all that. So you see a lot of Ford cylinder heads. You know, we definitely have a lot of GM ones as well, and some Chrysler stuff.
So the pulleys are actually made by you guys?
Yeah, we actually make them in-house. You can see, this isn't one of the supercharger pulleys, but it's a pulley that we make for like a Ford Raptor, you know, as part of the 8-rib conversion we do for the Whipple superchargers for the older Raptors. We make those in-house. Like I said, filters. These are the start of some of the Hellcat pulleys. So that's got one of the machining processes done. And I can grab one from over here. You can see.
So this is how it looks like before. It actually turns into a pulley.
Yeah. And then you can see that's got a couple of more steps put on it.
Cool.
And then that one, you know, we run it through and it's got the grooves put in it. You know,
this is the upper?
Yeah, this is the upper pulley. Yep, absolutely. You know, so those are, you know, sort of showing some of the steps that we go through and do, you know, for all that type of stuff. And then we're gonna see sort of where we do a lot of the engine work at, some of the machining for that type of stuff. You know, you can see like all the different engines that we do. Each customer gets their own teardown cart. That way we can keep them, you know, identified, organized, you know, for each individual job. You know, you can see a lot of people even send us, you know, these are parts from brand new engines that have never even been fired, and we're already going through and doing the upgrades to them preventatively to make sure that everything comes out the way that it's supposed to for all the performance upgrades. You can see over here, this is, like I said, where we do all the engine machining itself at. We've got a couple of CNC machines in here as well. We do decking, sleeving, boring of blocks, you know, of course, honing, line honing, balancing, you know, that sort of stuff as well. You know, so we can do that. We do all of our own piston coating in-house. You know, you can see some of the stuff over here. You know, and it's a broad mix of them, but this is an example of some of the stuff that we do. You know, we got some Hellcat Hemi pistons, we got some direct injection EcoBoost pistons, direct injection GM, you know, like LT, LT4 pistons. You know, so again, a lot of that stuff, but we do all that coating in-house, you know, to really do that. Of course, we got some staples, some old school Bridgeforth, some manual lathes, because sometimes you just can't replace, you know, those time-proven components and manual processes.
So you guys still use these older machines? Yeah,
we still use them. I mean, they definitely still serve a purpose, right? You know, and there's times where, you know, all the modern technology in the world, you still gotta, you know, go through and get some other things situated. But we'll go ahead and round the bend here and show you a little bit more like where the engines get assembled at and cylinder heads as well. This is the engine assembly area, right? So when we have an engine that comes in here, you know, we lay out the components, go through and organize them to get everything situated for reassembly. You know, sometimes we'll do tear down for more engines that need a little bit more in-depth attention. You know, we'll bring them in here to tear them down and check them out. And then from here, we've got our cylinder head department.
So everything's in its own section.
Yeah, yep. Every area's got its own, you know, special department and special area. You see some of the heads out here that are in process. You know, that's really sort of going through and getting all that stuff situated. You can see our engine dyno over here as well. Not really good lighting right now because the lights are off, but you know, again, we do a lot of the testing, you know, in-house. So we're setting up and doing an engine test in there. And then I'll show you in here. This is the actual cylinder head room where they do the assembly work. So you can see some of the stuff we've got going on. You know, these are a lot of development heads. You know, we got some Hemi, some LS, some LT stuff. We got like 4-cylinder Ford EcoBoost. You know, this happens to be 2.3 Mustang Focus RS. you know, that type of cylinder head. But we also do stuff that maybe most people don't realize, right? So we have like, this happens to be a set of cylinder heads for Turbo Buick. Aftermarket, you know, I think they're TA Performance, you know, but we do work for a bunch of things as well. Especially when you come to the engine side, you know, in the cylinder head department, you know, they branch out a little bit more than necessarily the vehicle side does. You know, again, some more Hellcat Hemi heads.
These are Hellcat ones?
Yep. Do a ton of them, right? I mean, we got a killer CNC program for them, flows over 400 CFM, you know, at max on it. So definitely a real good setup as far as that goes. So then you can see in here, we got a couple of valve job machines. One of those is actually CNC. It does the valve job completely off of programming.
This one over here?
This one's actually old school manual. This is called a SERDI. This is like your cylinder head shop staple, right?
Okay.
These have been, you know, pretty common forever. The new one is really the one it's all CNC, it's computer controlled, you program it, that way it's as repeatable as possible, right? You take a lot of the human stuff out of it. This is probably the most boring one in here, but this is where we resurface, you know, cylinder heads, whether it be the deck surface or intake face, things like that. It goes on this machine,
these just got done
so you can see it. Yeah, so that's one that's, you know, getting worked on, you know, as well. So, you know, and of course after they come off all these machines, we go through and wash them, you know, before all the assembly work. Still stock, but I can definitely show you. We just bought this for, you know, really development purpose.
Okay.
So we've done a lot of work to GT500s, but you know, we really want to go through and get this, you know, platform a little bit more developed than it is today in the current marketplace. So, you know, we bought this so that we could really start making some, you know, killer products for it and really try to chase a good number with it. You know, so we already have some big things planned. We already make a few parts. We actually make like an upgraded heat exchanger for these. It doesn't have it in here yet because, again, this doesn't even have 10 miles on it, so we're still just starting like baseline dyno testing, you know, going through and showing what our tune alone makes, you know, all that stuff. So, but we do have some stuff planned. Like I said, we already make heat exchangers. We make like billet brackets that allow the use of our heat exchangers without having to drill this bracket. Definitely looks a lot better than the stock one too. Supercharger pulleys we make. We're going to be making cold air intakes for these.
Is that what's in there right now?
No, those are still all the factory components. So like we really legitimately like just got this thing. We're just starting the testing, so we haven't even taken out, you know, some of the components on it. But you know, we do a lot like with the 5-liter cars. You know, we do a ton of them, right? Like this is one of our cars, and we did, you know, a Whipple. We actually had one of the first prototype, the billet lid Whipples. You know, we've upgraded to the production style one now, but did a built engine, built transmission. You know, really did a lot of upgrades to this, but this is great, but these really, you know, have a lot of potential in them that we know is untapped and it's at its infancy. So we're definitely going to be doing, you know, more stuff with this, of course. But now with this, we're really going to be leaning hard into it to really do some real development and try to run some good numbers with it.
Are these both 10 speeds?
So these actually have like a Tremec, I believe it's a 7-speed DCT. So it's not it's not a traditional automatic or a traditional manual at all. Now this one is a 10-speed auto.
Okay.
So this one's got an upgraded 10-speed. This one's still obviously all production because we haven't you know, touched a nut or bolt on it at all. But that is what these have. So they have a manual DCT type transmission in it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I never knew. I thought you guys just do like Mopars.
No, definitely do a good number of different stuff.
All right, guys, so that's gonna be it. We're not gonna see this back for another 3 or 4 weeks, you said. So perfect time because that's when the weather's gonna get better. And then we can finish it up and get this thing on the road. So I'm gonna walk back in there, finish up the paperwork, and then we'll leave it alone. All right, guys, so that's gonna be it. My guy Andy's gonna take care of it. Where are you guys located if someone wants to come in and do some work?
So we're in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. We're about 20 minutes outside of Detroit. You know, so super easy to get to, out of state. You know, we have lots of people fly in, you know, drive their cars, fly out. We're 10 minutes from Metro Airport, so super convenient for there. We also do like transportation services. Like we just had a Trackhawk that, you know, got transported from out of state and brought into us for work. So that's super common as well. All kinds of ways to get here.
All right, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Good one.
See ya.